stop it. You're going to be too beautiful.
I had a nap and my hair was lit like these because I had a nap. And yeah, now it's better.
Hello, hello. So, we've been busy in the garden at Everdeen. As you can see, some changes have been made. No, in fact, we were in Paris. We were at the Palais Royal. This is a beautiful little park and historical palace in the center of Paris. Obviously, we are not at Everdeen today, but I thought it would be fun since we don't have a project that we've been working on since we've been in Paris this week, to do another little look back at what I think is the biggest transformation so far.
Yeah.
And it certainly was the longest, or at least it seemed like that, because we're going to be looking back at the blue bedroom transformation. This room has been 100% completely redone, and I did most of the work when I did not yet have a car or a driver's license. So there was a lot of riding the bike back and forth to the hardware store, and you will also see the biggest thing that I ever attempted to carry on the bike.
Which is not me.
So we're gonna dive right in with the very first video from this channel. You guys might remember showing the blue bedroom as it was when I first bought Everdeen and just was discovering the whole house and all the things that had been left inside it. So let's flash back. This was early 2022, and it's the blue bedroom in its original form, and also not blue. Then we've got the first bedroom up here. I love this bedroom. It is really cute. I like that chair a lot. We've got this sort of cute little silver, maybe it's like a candy box, some kind of little box. Beautiful big armoire. Love the locks on there. They're beautiful and ornate. Gorgeous view in this room. I love that view so much. Absolutely love it. And a second antique sewing machine. Let's see if I can get the cover off. I might need to put down the phone to do that. There we go. This one's called an Excella. If you know anything about the brand Excella or just antique sewing machines in general, I know a little bit, but I would really like to know more, and especially kind of like what kind of year these are from would be really cool to know. There's the cover that went over it. There's these little picture frames that I found in one of the armoires, so definitely gonna need to find some pictures to put in there. They're very cute. So that was the blue bedroom as it was in the beginning. Then came the whole saga of the snake that broke my phone. It was not me. It was a snake. If you have questions about that story, there's a whole video about it. But a snake broke my phone. It was not my fault. Not my fault in any way. And we had a few videos that were lost. So we picked back up where I got a new phone and started filming. But I had already put the color onto the walls. Moving on, we have the blue bedroom. There are a few updates that you will see on videos in here. But the big update, which we lost the video of, is the blue color on the walls. It's a little hard to see in daylight because it's very, very, very pale, which is exactly what I wanted in here. And what I did in here was to cover the texture with paintable wallpaper and then paint over that. And yeah, so this bedroom is now painted and it's ready for the finishing touches, which I'm hoping to get done this week. Okay, well, obviously this is just the primer, but I am already so happy with it. That everything in that nook was this brown color before. And now that it is light and it's lighter than the blue on the walls, it looks so much better. I'm so pleased. But I'm feeling so inspired from this. I think I might go and paint some trim because on the corners here, I'll bring you around so you can see. And what I've done is I've put a paintable wallpaper over the textured wall. So that was the easiest way to smooth it out and get rid of the textured look. but of course that's left the edge of the wallpaper. And what I'm going to do is use some wood trim to cover that and make it look nice and smooth and finished on all these corners here. Happening here, although it's a little bit hard to explain in words, is that I want to put the wood onto the walls in this room in big squares. And fortunately for me, Laurent left the laser level here with me when he had to go back to Paris. So I'm using the laser level to do straight lines on the walls and then putting up this paper that I cut to be the same size as the wood. And that way I can check that the squares will look good and also be correctly measured before I actually attach wood to the wall. Because I predict this is going to take me at least a few tries to get right. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I've just been saying I don't hate that for 30 seconds and I don't. I do not hate that. I think it's gonna look good. This is much better than I thought it would go, especially because I got most of these done on the first try. And as you guys have previously seen, my history with cutting right angles or like any kind of woodworking is extremely sketchy. So I'm frankly shocked that these rectangles are on the wall. I've done this whole wall and they all are there and resemble rectangles. It's amazing. Okay, in hindsight, this may have been too much wood to try to carry in one trip. But it is 23 pieces of wood, which means that I have enough wood to finish the blue bedroom. So I'm gonna slap a coat of paint on them, let it dry while I relax, and have a nice cold beer. That's a lot of wood. Oh my God, that took an hour and a half. Just to paint them. They're not to dry. Just to paint all that wood. It took an hour and a half. Whew. Well, I'm gonna let it dry for a bit and I'm gonna have to do it all over again with the color coat. That's just the primer. Just to give you guys an idea of how not square this room is, look at this little bit of the wall. So you can see it starts right here with this board. And if you look along that board, you can see that the wall moves over a full board and a half. Everything is so not square in any way. So that's why this whole wood application project, which I've already done over here on this half of the room, is taking so long. But I think that the system I worked out of using paper strips to simulate where I'll put the wood has been a really good system. So I'm going to continue that as I start on the second half of the room. The room is done. Well, the glue's drying, but it's mostly done. So that means that I have 3 walls that are completely done. Obviously, we're going to fill in that hole at some point. That's a future project. But we have 1 wall left, and the problem is I've now scooted both armoires over to this side of the room. So I'm going to have to scoot some more armoires around and then tackle this last wall. It is now 7:30 and I started this project at 12. There was like an hour lunch break in there, but this is so time consuming. Ugh, I did not anticipate this when I made this design choice, but it looks gorgeous. I'm really happy with how it looks. So I feel happy with my choice, and I feel like it justifies the major time consumption of this project. The final wall is done, and all the flies in the world came in here. Why are you here? Get out. You're not welcome. I just had the window open, and for some reason all the flies decided that underneath this chandelier is where they wanted to live. I like chandeliers too, but you cannot live in my house. Get out. Anyway, the last wall is done. So all of the wood has been added to the walls. Sure that a lot of you guys out there are going, why is she using that little tiny sander and not a big floor sander? And the reason is that I cannot fit a big floor sander on my bike. So this is what we've got. It's working. It works. It's just slower. I know it's going to look very short and easy on the video, but oh my God, this has been an ordeal to sand this whole room. That my best option is probably to move the furniture that I have in here away from the walls, which I've already done, and do 2 coats of the stain, getting my second coat on underneath where the furniture goes. And then I'll be able to move the furniture back into place and do my second coat on the rest of the room. So I've done 2 coats, for example, back here underneath where that armoire goes. I'm waiting for that to dry. And then I am going to second coat the rest of the room and get to the part of the floor that I haven't done yet. I know this sounds like total madness, but there is a system. The problem is it's just really hard to work around these big pieces of furniture, which I can't even scoot out of the room. I can scoot them very slightly around the room, but they are too tall to go through the doorway. So while I'm here without anyone to help me carry them, I can't really get them out of this room. So I'm just gonna have to make it work as best as possible. The second coat underneath where the furniture was is dry, and I put the varnish on top. So I've now moved the two armoires back into their spots, and I'm ready to continue varnishing on the rest of the floor. I've hit a snag with the floor staining and varnishing, which is that I only have a tiny amount of stain left in this jar, and that's all the stain that I have left in the whole house. I am going to run out well before I finish this floor. So I guess I'm just gonna do as much as I can today until I run out of stain, and then find time to go to the shop tomorrow and get a bit more. But it's a thing that doesn't actually really make a difference in like how much progress I'm making, but it feels incredibly frustrating because I just feel like every time I think I'm gonna completely finally finish this room, it turns into something that stretches out into such a long space of time. I don't know, it's so frustrating. My fabric for this project. It's a little bit hard to see because of the light, but it's got a beautiful texture to it and like a textured pattern. I found this at the local antique store where they have just odd pieces of fabric from time to time. And we're going to put it onto the bed here. I am a little nervous about having enough fabric. So I think the first step is going to be taking off the mattress, seeing exactly how much fabric I need, and measuring to check that I have enough. Oh my God, that was so heavy. And once I got off the bed, I can see why, because it's mostly made out of wood and metal. That was not fun, and it is very dusty inside there. So I think I'm gonna have to get the vacuum and vacuum out all that dust. But the bed frame is exposed, and I can probably gonna need to vacuum this first as well. And then measure my fabric. All right, the moment of truth. I'm just gonna hold up the new fabric to the bed frame to see if it looks like it'll be enough. That's about the middle. It fits. I was really worried. This did not look like it was gonna be enough fabric, but it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be very tight. But it should work. This is kind of neat. At the bottom, where the fabric, the old fabric is attached, you can see the little paper band right here. That's from when this was originally upholstered. And it's clearly, I'm gonna say at least from like the 50s or something, because it looks that kind of print and the kind of paper. That's really neat. It's like a little time capsule upholstery. So I just pulled off the rest of the old fabric, and as it came off, I could see that this is actually not paper that was like made in strips for upholstery. This is actually cut up bits of card. So I'm gonna take a few minutes and just assemble these cards, try to see if they fit together like a puzzle, because it would be interesting to know like what this was. That was fun. It was like doing a little puzzle. And I can see now that I've assembled all the pieces that this is the top of the box that the upholstery tacks came in. So the whole upholstery was done with these tiny little tacks. And this is the box that they came in because this says Taco. You can see Taco there. Taco, maker of nails, gold, nickel, bronze, and silver. And it says guaranteed solid, nails number 1660, point de fin. I'm going to assume that's fin because it starts with an S, an F, and it's a short word, so like fine pointed. And then down here on the bottom, you can see importé de, I think that says Allemagne, so imported from Germany. So yeah, that's really neat. I've laid the old fabric on top of the new fabric. I'm just going to cut around it to get the right shape. I'm not even going to trace it, to be honest. I'm a bad seamstress. Both sides of the foot of the bed are done. The new fabric is on them. The only thing that's missing at this point is that I do need some trim to put right here to cover the staples, but I don't have any here, so that's gonna have to wait until I'm able to buy some nice trim in Paris and bring it down with me. But that's half of the bed done. I'm gonna tackle the other half and then I will come back to you with the finished product. The head side is finished. The foot side is finished. It looks so nice. I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with it. I love this fabric on it. The texture is just what I wanted it to be. So I'm just gonna chuck the mattress and box spring back on the bed and we're done. Well, we're done until I can get the trim to add to it, but we're done for today. Looks like a proper bed again. Job number one today is dismantling this armoire that has been in the blue bedroom for ages and needs to go downstairs, and both to clear space in here and also because it's going to be a linen cabinet. But how's it going?
And nails. Also going to remove. Hopefully you have a nail remover.
Oh, I'm so prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, for any task.
This nail doesn't have a head, so it's
not very helpful then.
but it helps.
Well, I'll let you. Please.
Got you.
Oh.
Yay!
Victory! Don't hurt yourself.
I'm trying to. I don't know to end my last squish on the manual. So I need to put this on the side so I can disassemble it easily. Whoa. It's a little dusty up here. Ta-da!
Wow!
Well, there were much more parts than I thought.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because like the top was all these parts, the bottom also several parts. Yeah, the back of the armoire was also in several assembled parts, so I tried to label everything, but
wow!
Lego to assemble again.
You did so good! It looks so big and it looks so like much more space in here.
Much more bright.
Wow.
Oh, that's a funny beam up here.
Yeah, I don't know why that beam is like that.
Hey, fancy.
Someone got very creative with the beams in this house. It's artistic. Oh, wow, this is so good. I'm so excited.
Well, there's a lot of dust.
Well, we can clean that up. That's fine. Dust is okay. Yay, good job.
Beer now.
Well, I sat down in the kitchen to work on a video for the YouTube channel. And not only has Laurent moved the whole disassembled armoire into the hall, ready to take down the stairs, but you've also opened up the sewing machine and you've got so much information about it now.
Yeah, the first thing is it kind of works.
Yeah, let's see.
So if you move the pedal, it kind of works quite good. Actually, the belt is a little loose because it's very dry, but I think like hydrating it with like body lotion or something like that could be good. And also, I could see what model and brand it is. So it's a Head und Neu, like it's a Deutsch, German company that was kind of the leader in the early 20th century.
How do you know something about everything?
Well, Google is my friend about a lot of things. You can see that it's a machine that was built between 1910 and 1920.
Wow.
Probably closer to 1910, because the data...
So this machine is well over 100 years old.
115 years old, probably, yeah.
Wow. Finally, we had the moment that was such a lovely moment, but also a little stressful because it was the first time the helpers had seen the blue bedroom since all the changes. So when they first came to Everdeen, they stayed in the blue bedroom when it was still the beige bedroom. And they missed out the entire process of renovation. So this is the first time they'd seen any of the changes in there. The final room reveal.
Oh, that is unreal. Look at this thing. Oh, that is unreal. Who can believe this?
I can't
What a
tell it's the
huge
same
difference.
room.
The boyfriend
It looks
squished
like
in the
it's- it looks like
corner.
It's 3 times as big. This is like those house makeover shows.
Yeah.
Oh, look what you've done to our house. That little white wood makes
It
all
makes
the
a
difference in the
huge
world,
difference.
doesn't
These are charming.
it? It really
Those are the drawings that I found in here.
We brought you more old pencil sketches.
Oh, really?
Very old looking.
So we have
Great.
a job of
I
cutting
think maybe
out
they were Aunt Stella's.
Oh, great.
rectangles of wood to fill that.
Yeah.
And then we got to get that heating unit out of there.
That's
Yeah.
That old,
We removed the one that was in the kitchen already. And
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
talking about that furnace over the stairwell.
The chaudière,
Oh,
yeah.
And gosh knows what it weighs. Oh, look at this thing. There's
can't.
Come here,
I
come here,
can
quick,
almost not
quick.
leave
Look
this.
who's out here.
Simba the cat out there.
Who's out here?
Hey Simba.
Is that Simba?
That's Simba.
Hey, Simba.
Hi, Simba.
Get it, get it, get it.
Simba.
He's busy licking himself. Hey, Simba.
It's your neighbor.
Are you happy?
It's the most beautiful
I'm
view.
happy.
What do you think of the changes?
It's just amazing.
Gorgeous.
It's just, but it makes it's much more than just redecorating. It just changes the entire feel of it, and it feels like a much bigger place and a much lighter place.
That was such a blast from the past for me to edit. Honestly, like, we've been just sitting here today, this afternoon. I've been editing. Laurent's been watching YouTube videos and doing some emails, and I've just been on a journey, an emotional journey. I didn't know what the hell I was doing with like half of the projects I was doing. And I'm so excited to have a lot of guests at Everdeen this summer and to have people staying in the blue bedroom. That's our go-to guest room. As soon as someone shows up, we stick them in there because I think it's the most beautiful room in the house, honestly. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this look back at the whole journey of the blue bedroom. And if you did, please do give this video a thumbs up. And also please do consider subscribing or even joining as a patron. Oh my God, pigeons. we just, oh, okay, the pigeons are attacking. We gotta go. But yeah, if you guys feel so inclined, the link to our Patreon is just below this video. Shall we run away before a pigeon flies directly into my head?
Do that.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next time.